Hey everyone, I'm Rob from Free Range Camping. Today we're going to look at a common problem for caravanners and motorhomers, and that is after your great camping trip, you're going to put it into storage, say maybe 6 to 12 months. That can often cause things like mould and mildew to build up and that musty smell you get. So what we've got here today is a caravan that's just about to go into storage, and this one's fortunate enough it's going to be put in a shed, but it won't be used for probably another 6 to 12 months.
So I'm going to take you through now how to prepare it and get it ready for storage using the storage pack that we've put together. So the first thing we recommend if you're going to store the van for a long period of time is to empty all your water tanks. To do that, just open all your taps and let them run dry. So here is what you get in the storage pack. You get the diffuser itself. The thing with it is that it's powerful enough to vaporise the oils and make sure they reach all around the van. You also get a 750ml bottle of Mr Mould to clean the surfaces, and the all-important essential oils themselves. So to prepare the van before starting up the diffuser, the first thing you should do is remove all your clothing from the RV, and it's a good idea to strip all your linen and pillows and remove them as well. Once you wash them, it's best to store them out of the RV. You should then remove any food items from the cupboards to make sure the food doesn't go mouldy. It's best to leave the cupboards as empty as possible. You can leave in the containers as long as there's no food in them. And it's good to leave all cupboards and drawers open during the fumigation process. Next, after you've emptied out the van, use the Mr Mould, preferably with a microfiber cloth, and wipe down and clean all hard surfaces. What this does is that the Mr Mould will clean and sanitise the surfaces and leave a fine barrier on them which acts as a defensive coating against mould and mildew. Make sure you include the fridge inside and out. Once it's empty, again use the Mr Mould to wipe it down and make sure you leave the fridge door open. You can see in this one, which has been here for just a few weeks, that some of the surface mould has started already. Next, go over any wet areas and make sure all surfaces are as dry as possible, especially the shower. Once you've given the whole van a clean out, the next thing to do is use some of the pure oil and place a few drops onto cotton wool balls. Make sure you place the balls on either a plate or some foil, as the oil may stain some surfaces. You only need to add about 3 to 5 drops of the oil in each ball. You then place the balls around the van, on or in each drawer or cupboard is ideal, and the cotton wool balls will act as passive diffusers and condition the air. So the last step is to actually activate the diffuser. Now, if you have a pop-top van or fold-out sections, make sure that they're left open prior to commencing the diffusing so that the treatment reaches all surfaces. But make sure your windows are shut. Okay, so next step is to take the top off the diffuser, and you do that by just giving it a slight twist. Fill it up with 500ml of water. There's an indicator here on the side. And then you only need about 8 to 10 drops of the oil. It's all you need, as it's very powerful and concentrated. Put the lid back on and you can then start the diffuser. You can set it to either high or low, then hit the mist button. You can also set the timer, so if you're using it to fumigate the van, you should select 180 minutes or 3 hours. But if you're using the diffuser for any other purpose, you can set it for shorter time periods. After a few seconds, you'll notice that the mist will start to come out the top and it'll gradually fill the contents of the van. It's best to place it in the centre of the van if it's a smaller van, or if you have a really large van, you can place it at one end to start with and then move it halfway through the process. Once it's running and you see the mist starting to come out the top, just close the van up and leave it for the 3 hours to let the diffuser do its job. Okay, so it's almost 3 hours since we started the process, and we are now going to go back in. Now, I know you won't be able to smell this, but what I can notice as I walk back in is a nice smell in here. You can really smell all the different scents from the oils, and it's quite fresh. The last step is to remove the diffuser and then lock down the van. Now, it's best to leave all the internal cupboards and drawers open to let them air, the fridge open, and the cotton wool balls in where you left them. But if it is a pop-top van or has the fold-out sections, just close them all down and then lock up the RV immediately. It's now right to store, but if you can, it wouldn't hurt to run the diffuser again in another 6 to 8 weeks. So that's all there is to it until you go to use the van again. But it is a good idea just before you use it again to just run the diffuser one more time. This will just remove any slight musty storage odours. If you want to get the RV storage kit we've put together, you can head on over to the free range camping shop and order it now.